Thank you for being here. Today's video is on rocker Brian Welch and how he just walked away. On a peaceful Arizona afternoon, Brian Welch and his daughter Jeanea share a mutual love for music. But just a couple of years ago, Brian would have given anything to just a few minutes of peace. I want to be here for her, he says. She lost her mom to drugs. I need your help. Help me, God. I said it from my heart. Brian, known around the world to his friends and fans as Head, made it big, multi-platinum big, as a co-founder and lead guitarist of the rock band Korn. The second record came out, number 3 on the Billboard chart. What's up with that? We're some heavy band, Brian says. We go to the third album. The album starts going 100,000 copies a week. We start selling. We kept climbing. We kept selling records, more videos, more fame, huge shows. The band's unique sound, called nu metal, is a mixture of heavy metal and alternative rock, and it catapulted these 5 friends from Bakersfield, California into superstardom. Now, while most of the world saw Brian the rock star, the man who had it all, Brian tells a different story about he was dying inside and attempted to kill the pain with drugs and alcohol. I go back on the road, starting drinking. Okay, guys, let's party, sweeping the pain under the rug, he says. While it didn't seem to affect his music, it had a devastating effect on his marriage. I'd go home and me and my ex-wife would do drugs and fight, he said. Brian tried several times to quit the drugs, but he felt powerless to fight them. Then the arrival of his daughter changed everything. Brian and his wife, Rebecca, went on the straight and narrow for at least a while. And that was like the best thing, I said. Life is going to be good. Life is going to be good. I've got my band. I've got my wife. I've got my baby. We're still climbing up, and then I go back on tour. I got clean when she was born, and I go back on tour. Open a beer for the first show, instantly hooked again. Rebecca starts doing speed at home with the baby, and I'm still climbing success. And home is just terrible. Rebecca's missing, and I'm missing my baby so bad. When I come home, I'm so drunk or hungover. Then I spend a couple of days with my kid. I bump into someone who does speed. I do speed at home with my kid, and it just gets worse at the home as the success grows, he said. Then his wife left him, and Jeanea, and they eventually divorced. I panicked. My rock star dream, my money, nothing, none of the power, none of the gangster friends could stop that trauma from happening, he says. Brian did win custody of his daughter, and here began that tug of war in his heart. He wanted to care for his daughter, but hated exposing her to the wild party life of Korn. How can you leave a huge rock band that's like one of the biggest bands that's come around? Rock bands that changed music. How can you leave that, he asks. But how can I not be there for my daughter? As Brian agonized over this decision, he dove deeper and deeper into drugs and alcohol. One day he heard his daughter singing a Korn song. I heard Jeanea singing a Korn song called Adidas. It means all day long I dream about sex. It's a party song, and I felt like a loser. I'm no good for this kid, he says. During that time, Brian went into real estate with 2 partners, which happened to be Christians. They never troubled Brian with their faith, but at one point they reached out to him through an email. Brian had mentioned to his partners how his life was falling apart, and their reply, "Come to me, all you who are weary, and I will give you rest." Brian began to question, could Jesus be real? I was thinking in my mind, was this guy not just a goody-goody? Could there really be a God, and is he calling me? I looked up that scripture, and I wanted it to be true. Eventually, Brian went to church with them. So we went to service, and the music came on, and all these people went up the front and started praying. And I was like, that is just weird. But I was drawn. I felt something going on, he said. He says, does anybody want to accept Christ? And I did it for myself. I said the prayer, and I went home, rolled up a dollar bill, laid out line of speed, and snorted it. And I said, remember perfectly. I was clear, I said. Lord, if you're real like the guy says, please take these drugs from me. I can't quit. I don't want to do them, but I can't stop. I want to be there for Jeanea. She lost her mom to drugs. I need your help. Just help me. Help me, God. I said it from my heart. Brian snorted speed and read the Bible for a week, searching for the answers, and then one day, I felt this peaceful presence, and I started shaking a little bit, and I got goosebumps everywhere. And the first thing I felt was, I love you. And I was like, Father? I was frozen. Father? This was God, and then it went away. But it was so real, it took over the high. And it went away. The drugs said, that's just drugs, that's not real. So I did drugs all night long. Next day I woke up and I had the feeling to go to my Bible. I opened it up and pointed. The soul who sins is the soul who dies. And to me right then, it was like God told me, revealed myself to you last night. It's time for you to stop the drugs. It's time for you to be done. And I was consumed with fear, and I went and grabbed all my drugs and threw them all in the toilet. And I said, I'm done, God. I'm yours now. I'm yours. That's the last time I did drugs. According to Brian, the fact that he could come clean after being in drugs for so many years was a miracle. At the same time, in 2005, Brian split from Korn and sent the heavy metal world into a spin. On the other hand, Brian was baptized in the Jordan River and started his new journey. To tell you the truth, God was real, Brian said. He revealed himself to me, kept revealing himself to me, and I felt his presence at my house. He's speaking to my kid, and all this crazy stuff is happening, and that's all that mattered to me. I was okay. This band stuff, the stardom, everything, it doesn't matter anymore. It's God. He's so real. I don't care what I do with the rest of my life. Brian has taken his responsibility as father head on. Instead of lewd lyrics, his daughter hears her dad talk about the love of God. Brian's music career has also taken on a new direction. His music now reflects his journey from self-destruction in the loving arms of God. He puts me on earth to have fellowship and intimacy with him, Brian said. And I'm going to spend as much time I can possibly spend getting to know him every day. I don't want to waste any time. I've wasted enough time. That's what I put on earth to do. Be intimate with God. Get to know him as much as I can. Let him fill me with his spirit so that he can do the work by bringing people into the kingdom. Now, I know I've done one before on Brian, but I found this, and I'm like, this is just what a story, man. And this was so well done, and it connects with me so much because I was a raging alcoholic, and I quit this. God didn't actually kind of speak to me about it, but I quit the same way. I just kind of like done, and it was a pure miracle. I should have had gone to rehab in a whole bit, but so I understand where he's coming from, and I kind of hit home. But it's just a beautiful story. I hope you guys enjoy this. I really do. Please share it out with your family and friends if you don't mind. Please subscribe, please. And please like this video. Thank you very much. And comment. Let me know what you're doing, what you're praying about. Have a great day, guys. God bless you, and I'm praying for you.